Well, hello, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to VolunteerFest 2020. I wish we could be here, be together in person, but unfortunately, COVID's not allowing that. But we are so grateful that we do have the technology and the ability to still hear from all these great programs, hear about the great work they're doing, and hear how you can be a part of that work as well. My name is Brad Creighton. I am responsible for community engagement and events at Volunteer Fox Cities. And we're just glad that you're here, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching the recorded version. Thank you. I hope you hear exciting words. I hope you hear something that sounds to you like it's going to be a great fit, and you find a great, meaningful volunteer position that you've been looking for. I will give you advanced warning that all of these sessions are being recorded. If you have a question at any time, please either pop in. You have been automatically muted, but you pop in on mute and ask a question, or you can raise your little Zoom hand there, or feel free to use the chat, and we'll make sure that we're monitoring the chat to get your questions answered. Make sure you also stop at volunteerfoxcities.org/volunteerfest to see the rest of the schedule for tonight and the rest of the week, as well as see the one-stop shop. So all the stuff that you hear tonight will be posted there from both Outagamie County Mentoring and from the rest of the agencies. So I'll stop talking, and I will turn it over to Nikki and Kayla from Outagamie County Mentoring, and take it away.
Okay, I'll go first. I'm Nikki Gingras, and I'm a program coordinator here at Outagamie County Mentoring. I've been in this position for 9 years now, and I've been a social worker for about 20 years. And honestly, Kayla feels the same. We just love our job. It's very positive and encouraging, proactive. We just love the program and our mentors, our matches. We'll get into that a little bit later, but yeah, we just think our program is awesome and has a lot to offer the kids and the mentors as well.
Yeah, and I'm Kayla Yernisek. I'm the other program coordinator, and I work with the Outagamie County Mentoring Program. I've been working in this position for almost 6 years now, and like Nikki said, we just really enjoy our job because we get to work with these great kids, and as social workers, we're so often seeing kids on kind of the back end of things where they're getting into trouble, or they're becoming victims of abuse or neglect, or lots of reactionary systems. And mentoring is so great because it's something that can help a child at any point in the process, whether it be they're kind of an early intervention strategy, or helping a kid who's already struggling and just needs kind of some direction. So we really enjoy our job, and we'd love to talk more about the program.
Yeah, so just a little bit an overview of our program and just some things you might want to know about us. To give you a framework, we are a community-based mentoring program. So as a mentor, you will be picking up the youth from home or school and taking them out into the community to do different activities. What's different about our program is that all of our kids are referred from their social worker within Outagamie County Child Protection or Juvenile Justice units. Between the ages of 6 and 17, they can stay in our program till they're 21. And we do not take any referrals outside of Outagamie County. So that's how our kids get referred to us. And we match the kids with an adult who will help them just by being a friend, being a listening ear, for 4 to 8 hours a month, doing things that will develop a positive and trusting relationship, someone that youth can really rely on and depend on, because a lot of our kids have been let down by a lot of adults in their life. So this is, the mentor is that one constant that is there in their life, which is awesome. And Kayla and I see that all the time. So what mentors do is expose the kids to new, healthy, and positive pro-social experiences that will enhance their self-esteem and improve their social skills. That sounds like a lot, but what that really translates into is getting together and doing something fun and creating the relationship. And we do stress the relationship, not so much the activity, but that is, of course, how you develop your relationship, by doing things together. So just some real, some common things you might be wondering, I don't know, what am I going to do with this kid? What do I need to plan some special event every week? Some things that we see they do together commonly: go hiking at High Cliff, go to the movies, go to the mentor's house and play with the family dog, homework help, the YMCA, go swimming, go to the fire, maybe do a creative project, make dinner together, play board games. So as you can see, you know, it's nothing like stupendously exciting that you might think of a kid, you know, I don't want to do that. But our kids really love just the time they spend with their mentors. And these activities are really some really common fun things that the kids just love doing with their mentor. So real quick, right now we have 31 kids on our wait list. We usually have between 30 and 40. We have 19 boys and 12 girls. We definitely have female mentors come to us, I'd say probably 5 to 1 over males. So we really have a shortage of male mentors right now. Therefore, the boys will wait 1 to 2 years usually for a match. They can. And the girls are matched pretty quick. I would say about right now 3 to 6 months. So you can see there's a huge disparity in the boys and girls wait time, unfortunately. So we're always looking for women and men, but I do want to stress that we're very low on male mentors right now. You have to be 18 to be a mentor with us. That's the minimum age. And I think we have an 18-year-old that just is joining us now. And our oldest mentor we had was 81. So you can really be pretty much any stage of your adult life to be a mentor with us. So don't think you're too old. I've had people in their 60s, I'm too old. You're definitely not too old. That's an awesome age. Like when our mentors might retire, their kids have grown and they have some extra time. That's an awesome time to get into mentoring as well. Quick about training with us. We do offer an online training and an in-person training along the way with Kayla and myself. And we're really, I think we have, Kayla can correct me, maybe 50 matches right now. Right. So we are a little bit smaller than some other programs in the area, but that really gives us the opportunity to know our matches really well. One of us is there every day for support if something were to happen, if you had a question, things like that. So we really prepare you well for your role to be a mentor. We feel like we do. Let's see. So we feel like the mentors get a lot out of this. You know, they might start thinking they're going to do this to help a child, which they do, but they get a lot in return. It's a very, you know, satisfying volunteer role, I feel. We also sponsor, except for in COVID, about 5 or 6 events a year that the mentee matches are invited to. That was a real bummer that we couldn't do anything since March, and we probably won't do anything till this spring or summer as well. But normally we have a holiday party we'd be planning right now, which we're not doing. We go roller skating, ice skating, timber rattler game, Badger Sports Park, the Trout Museum. We did like a field trip type thing. We went to Bay Beach. We're always trying new things. So that's a really fun aspect of our program as well. So I've talked a lot. I don't know if Kayla has anything to add or Brad, if you have any questions, but that's kind of like a basic general overview, you know, in a nutshell of our program. And if anyone had any specific questions, they can always call us and ask. We love to talk to people, email, meet with you, again, not in COVID, and talk about the program some more.
Yeah, one thing I'll just add is that, so these kids are referred from the child welfare system and the youth justice system, which is kind of what makes our program unique. But one thing to mention is that it's still a voluntary program. So even though they may be working with a social worker, the kids in our program are choosing to be in the program. They want a mentor involved in their life. Their parents want a mentor for them. So it's really, they're giving us this amazing opportunity and saying, you know, I need a role model, help me out. And we have the opportunity to select someone who is a really great fit for them, is going to be a really positive influence. And I always think that if we don't find someone for them or fill that need, then they're going to find someone else to be their role model, and it may not be the same positive influence that we're hoping for. So you know, there's a lot of research behind mentoring and a lot of statistics that come out of it, and all the positive influence or effects it can have on their schoolwork, their behavior, their self-esteem. Even they're less likely to start using drugs and alcohol, less likely to commit crimes. So there's just tons of research backing up mentoring, and people always say that it just takes that relationship with that one caring adult to really help a child overcome like an adverse childhood situation. So it's very important, and we would love to have more mentors in our program.
Excellent. I've been kind of jotting down questions and notes here. So can you tell me a little bit more about what your match process is? So if I sign up to be a mentor, how am I matched with someone?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, first we have our background checks, interview references, kind of that basic screening process. But after we interview you and you decide you still want to, be a mentor and it's a good fit, then we talk to you about some of the kids that are on our wait list. Usually our mentors give us an age range that they're interested in. We serve kids from 6 to 17, but some mentors prefer, older or younger. So then we pick out a few from our wait list that we think might be a good fit, and we talk about those kids with you, what we know about them, what areas they're struggling with, what the family dynamics are like, and kind of figure out if they'd be a good fit. And you have a huge say as a mentor in who you're matched with. You kind of just get to pick, if the people we've selected, if one of them sounds good, or if they don't, we can always kind of go back to the drawing board and say what you like, what you don't like, and go from there. So really, you're very involved in the matching process, and we try to find compatible matches based on interest and location, and kind of what you're both looking to get out of the relationship.
So if I'm, let's say I'm mentoring and we go through that process and I get a match and it's been a couple of months and I'm just not clicking with that match, can we redo the process? Like what happens then?
Yeah, so we like to give it usually 6 months. That's ideal, that we would have 6 months to build a relationship and get to know someone. Most matches are able to kind of continue that 6 months and maybe even do it longer. We have some matches that have been matched for years and years. But you're right, occasionally there'll be a time where it just is not clicking, and really realistically, we're not going to have two people spend 6 months together if they're not enjoying the time together. So we would just ask the mentor to reach out to us. I mean, give it a good try, get to know them, but if it's just not working, we can sit down again and end the match. And then you are definitely welcome to be rematched. And sometimes that happens. Sometimes it takes, a second go round to find you the perfect fit. And we'd rather have you, match with someone who is a really good fit than have you stick it out with someone who nobody's benefiting from the relationship. So.
Right. That's where it's important that it's, like we said, the kids and the parent want this to happen. So I think that's where it comes into play. And we do see that occasionally, but not too often. Really, I mean, it might be a communication issue, or occasionally we'll have a kid who changes their mind about having a mentor. But other than that, they usually go pretty well, I have to say. So, but.
Right. So now you mentioned that, it's once a week, right? You meet with your match, and then, a couple hours per time. Do you get to pick the day, or is it like you're expected Tuesdays is it kind of on your own schedule each week, or?
It is. We're very flexible. It's between the family and the mentor to come up with the schedule. And it can be every week. It can be every other week. We didn't want to say every week because I think a lot of people think, oh gosh, because of work or whatever, I can't commit to that. Mm-hmm. So 2 to 3 times a month, I mean, that's great too. And some mentors are like, oh, can it only be 2 hours? And we're like, no, it can absolutely be if you have an hour that week. If you want to spend the whole day together, that's great. You can do that too. Again, it's up to you and the parent. I don't know if any we have right now. Some might do the same day and time every week, but that's pretty rare just because everyone's schedules are so different. But or weekends, weeknights, again, that's up to the mentor and the family to determine. So totally flexible on that.
Great. What about the mentors' families? Is it okay to include them in some of the activities? I mean, I know primarily you're working on the relationship between the mentor and the kid, but is it okay every once in a while to have their family be involved in what they're doing?
Yeah, and actually, that I'm glad you asked that, because we have most of our matches are one-on-one, one mentor and one child. But we also have done couples matches where we have a married couple matched with one child, or a married couple matched with 2 siblings. And those have worked out well too. It's actually really great for a or a mentee to see a healthy relationship, for them to see a healthy relationship between, a married couple or even just other family members that are brought around the mentee is great. we've had like kind of more family style matches where the mentees just included in the family with other, you know, their own kids, and done activities as a family. And that can be really great too, to see that healthy, positive relationship between parents and children. So they may not be seeing that in their own home. So it can be a really great experience for the child.
Great. So now let's say I've got my match and we're doing our, you know, 3 to 4 times, 2 to 3 to 4 times a month. We're having a blast, and I've got some more free time. Could I take on a second match?
You could. We've had a couple over the years. It's not a lot, but we've had a couple that I've had, like Kayla said, some do take a sibling, and some do have a couple kids from different families. You know, obviously, like you said, somebody's going to have a little bit more time to do that, but we allow it. It's nothing we're against, but I just don't think a lot of people have that amount of time. But we have had some successful ones over the years for sure. Yep.
Fantastic. All right, can I put you both on the spot?
Sure.
I would love to hear if you have one, some sort of success story or testimony, or just something that in your guys, you know, you've both been there for a while doing these matches, you know, what's something that sticks out in your mind that says, oh man, this is why this program is so great?
Well, I'll start. I'm just thinking of a match that I did, probably my very first mentor, and she's still with us 9 years later. And she had a girl, and then she eventually got, you know, had her sister come along too. And they're still, so we were just talking the other day about them. I think they're 24 and 25 now, and they still see each other all the time. It's like, she's kind of like, I want to say almost like a foster grandma or something. But she's just in their lives. And, you know, when the girls had to leave the program when they were 21, they did stay in until they were 21. She's like, well, she was joking, but she's like, I don't think I'm going to get rid of them anyway. She didn't want to get rid of them. I know that for sure. So they're still in their life, and their father and other siblings and all sorts of relatives, and they all know each other. And it just she really became part of their life, which would ultimately be our goal. It's an awesome thing to have. It doesn't happen all the time, but when it does, it's great. And so she's just always been there for these girls. And, you know, they really are actually family. They're like family now. So, I mean, it's been 9 years. And like I said, I can't see them ever not being in each other's lives. So just being that my first mentor and stuff, I guess that's probably one of the greatest things about those matches.
Yeah, when I think of success stories, I think of, you know, like Nikki's saying, we have quite a few matches. Another one of her matches just recently sent her a picture of him at his high school football game. And they had been matched when he was a very young boy. And the mentor went back and saw him at his football game, and, you know, smiling from ear to ear, arms around each other. Like, they're still in contact. They're not in our program anymore, but they maintain that relationship. And that's just, you know, amazing. And the other thing as far as success stories, it's those little moments that you read about on their logs, or that you hear from a mentor. And I mean, there's not a statistic to capture it, but I'll read about, you know, a domestic violence situation where a little girl was, you know, kind of scared and left not knowing what to do with her parents fighting at home, and call her mentor, and her mentor sat there with her and waited until police were called, and like sat there and supported her during that moment. And I just had another one recently where there was a pregnancy scare with a teen girl, and she turned to her mentor. And there are things like that statistics are never going to capture. But boy, if that person wasn't there at that moment, you know, we've had kids who have been victims of abuse, and they've turned to their mentors for support. And so all of those little moments that if you don't have that caring adult there, like, who are you going to talk to? Are you going to talk to anybody? And so just to hear that they had someone to go to in those moments of struggle is just, that's when I feel like, okay, we're making a difference, and we're doing something great here.
Yeah, and also just, you know, sometimes as mentors, you don't know, am I making a difference? Am I getting through? I don't really feel that successful, whatever. And we had another mentor who's been with us for a long time and still is, and he had a young boy he did a lot for and stuff, and it kind of, I guess it kind of slipped away, the match. And so years later, the mentee found him on Facebook, or found his wife on Facebook, and went and just gave him a huge update and a big thank you. You made a difference and all this stuff. So it's like, you know, you're planting seeds as a mentor and you don't know when or how those are going to grow or whatever. But he was like, wow, he sent us an email. He's like, wow, I can't believe it. You know, this, you know, Johnny or whoever sent his wife this Facebook message, and he's, you know, I think he was even married and had a child and had a job, and just, you know, he was like, wow, I can't believe it. I said, well, see, you were making a difference. But I guess at the moment you don't always know it, how important you are in that child's life. So we could probably go on and on, but anyway,
Yeah.
those are some of the stories that come to mind. Yeah.
Well, I think it's just such a powerful testament to how much, just like playing a game or going bowling or
Yeah.
taking a walk in the park, like, and having just some real dedicated, meaningful conversation, how much that truly sticks with a child. And yeah, maybe they're crabby at the time, and maybe
Yeah.
they're quiet and I'm good, whatever, you know,
Mm-hmm.
but that's still sitting with them, and your being there is still just changing their life, whether you can see it in the moment or not. It's just
Absolutely.
powerful.
Exactly.
That is exactly right. Yep.
Very powerful.
Yeah.
Well, that's fantastic. Tell me again then, so if someone was wanting to learn more, give us that your contact information again, or what their next steps would be to becoming a mentor with you guys.
Sure. Well, I mean, they can go to the one-stop shop that you've set up with the application and all of our contact info. But also they could email us at HHS, which is Health and Human Services, hhsmentors@outagamie.org. Probably the easiest way to find us is to just Google us or find our, we have a mentoring Facebook page. All our contact info is on there. We're also part of the Outagamie County website. Or real easily, you can call us at 832-5961 and just ask for the mentoring program. And that's 920, of course.
Great. And just to be clear, this is definitely still going on, even with COVID and everything. Yes.
Yeah, good question. It is still going on, and we've actually had quite a few mentors. I actually was kind of surprised. I mean, I think March, April, maybe a little bit of a slowdown, but I am actually surprised that we're really plugging through and doing a lot of good matches right now. We've had, and it's all up to the mentor's comfort level. You know, if some people want to postpone meeting right now, we totally understand that. But if you want to move forward, you know, masks, and we have some guidelines for COVID, we are still proceeding in person mentoring right now. So, yep.
Yeah, and you know, another thing just to mention is with so many kids doing online school right now, I mean, their need to get out of the house might be even greater than ever, and their lack of adult contact.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, especially.
All those teachers and coaches and things that they used to see face to face, they may not be seeing right now. So their, you know, adult role models are even less than usual.
Yeah, and especially going into winter when cabin fever sets in normally anyway. Now maybe a little extra. So.
You bet. So it's good for the mentors and mentees to get out, because we're all kind of stuck in right now. So it gives you somewhere to go and something to do. So.
Yeah, beautiful. Well, Nikki, Kayla, thank you both so very much for being here, sharing your stories, sharing your program with us. If you're watching, and I don't know how it's not possible that didn't touch your heart a little bit, but if it moved you in a way that you want to learn more, please do not hesitate to reach out to Nikki and Kayla and the rest of the people at Outagamie County Mentoring, and let them know you're interested and you want to learn more, or better yet, sign up. You're ready to go and be a mentor. Again, all that stuff, it can be found on the One Stop Shop or on their Facebook page. And I know they'd love to hear from you.
You would.